or welcome back to my channel if you are part of the Bagel Babe fam. My name is Kelsey. I'm the blogger behind Blondes and Bagels, and today we're going to do a quick little video doing this makeup look with all of my ride or die makeup pieces. So basically my ride or die pieces are the pieces that if I had to throw out my whole collection and just have one item in every category, these would be my items. These are my ride or dies. I've loved them for a long time. I'll continue to love them for a long time. They're my faves. So if you want to learn how to get this look and you want to learn what my ride or die makeup items are, stay tuned. Don't you guys love my new headband? It's so good. Okay, so I'm going to pre-warn you that you might hear a lot of noise. I woke up this morning to find that our landlord had hired painters to paint the outside of the apartment. So there's like a lot of banging and screaming and other weird things happening that I just can't control, but I really want to film this video for you guys today, so please excuse any noise. Just bear with me. Okay, so as always, I really like to start my makeup by priming my face to let that sink in, and then I do my eyes so that way I can wipe away any nastiness that falls down, and my primer sort of has a chance to sink in while I'm doing my eye makeup. So my Ride or Die primer is actually the Hello Fab Coconut Smoothie Primer. This is the little baby bottle. I have a big bottle right here. It's empty. I just keep it around to remind myself that I love it and need to buy a new one. But here's the little baby, and it is amazing. I wouldn't say that it necessarily like makes my makeup last a ton longer, but it definitely smooths out the face. I have dry skin, so it hydrates, which I love. All about the extra hydration. Then I'm gonna prime my eyes before I go in with eyeshadow. So my favorite Ride or Die eyeshadow primer is the Smashbox 24-hour eyeshadow primer. It literally makes your eyeshadow last 24 hours. I've never found a primer that holds onto eyeshadow better than this one does. Love that. And then we're gonna go in with my favorite eyeshadow palette that is truly my ride or die. It's probably become my ride or die in the last year. My love affair with eyeshadow palettes runs pretty deep and I have a lot of them. But the Tartelette in Bloom, you guys, I mean, I just don't think I've had a better palette in a long time. Reason being, it kind of hits all the notes you want it to hit. You could do a neutral look with it. You could do a smoky look with it, you could do a warm, you could do, I mean, it has so many possibilities, like I can't even describe. So you have sort of a warm row down here, a neutral row here, and a cool row here. So it has shades for everybody, which is, I mean, amazing. And then on top of that, if you want to stay kind of light and more natural, you can stay in this range. And then if you want something smokier, you've got the smoky colors, you know, over here to sort of smoke it out. On top of that, it's organized in a really intuitive way. So literally, this is an eye look, this is an eye look, and this is an eye look. It's unbelievable. So I picked this up last year. I haven't regretted it at all. It was well worth the price and I'm obsessed. So I would say if I had to throw out all of my eyeshadow palettes and pick one, this would be it. Highly recommend. So we're gonna actually do one of my favorite looks today, which is a halo, like bronze eye. So basically I do darker on the inner and outer corner and then do a light shimmer shade on the center of the lid. What this really helps to do is sort of create that almond eye effect, that big, juicy, beautiful doe eye. And it's just really, it's so romantic and beautiful looking, and it's really easy to do actually. So step one is you take a fluffy brush like this. This is, I believe, a 224. Yeah, I think this is 224. This is a 224 from MAC, and what you do is you take sort of a medium brown shade. So I like these two right here. I tend to hang out in this like neutral to warm section. I'm not really a cool tone kind of girl usually, so I pretty much stay away from these, but I love mixing. It's called Smarty Pants and Sweetheart. There is a little bit of fallout here, but the palette is so amazing, it's so worth it. And what I'm doing is taking that transition shade and just buffing it into my crease. And as you can see, it sort of just gives this nice, warm, deep crease effect. So I start off with swiping motions, and then I like to do little circular motions to sort of buff it out. So once I have that transition shade all in there, I take a more packed brush to do the outer and inner corners. So this is a 217 by MAC. You can see the difference between the two. This is a lot looser, which leaves you that sort of feathered, fluffy effect. And then this one, the bristles are a little bit more dense, so that's how you get a little bit more pigment, which is exactly what you want on those outer and inner corners. So I'm a little tentative. I'm not gonna go crazy dark. I like to start kind of in this range. So this is called Rebel. You can see I've done this look recently. That's that color right here. It's one of my favorite looks to do. And I'm actually just taking that in the outer corner and buffing in a small circle, just to sort of deepen that outer corner. There will be a few moments where you look like you have a black eye, but it's okay because in the end it looks beautiful. And then I'm taking a flat sort of like shader brush and I'm going in with this sparkly color right here. This one's called Funny Girl. I've totally dipped into that so many times I'm gonna run out of that color first. And I'm gently packing that all over the lid, focusing on the center and then just sort of feathering it out, blending it with those darker colors. Oh, you guys, it looks so good. I love this look. It's my favorite look to do. I mean, it's just so romantic and so beautiful and so easy. So easy. So now I'm gonna introduce you guys to my Ride or Die foundation, and that would have to be the Chanel CC Cream. This has definitely been my Ride or Die for over a year now. It smells amazing, it lasts amazing, it makes my skin look amazing. The one thing that really bums me out, and like granted I'm not a cruelty-free blogger, like I doubt this is cruelty-free. I don't know if this is cruelty-free, but it super bums me out that this is not cruelty-free because as I've been sort of picking up new items, I've been trying to stick to cruelty-free and I just wish this was. So my runner-up for this gives a very similar finish, would be the Physicians Formula BB Cream. This is like in the $50 to $60 range. It's super expensive. This is $15 and usually at Ulta you can get like a buy one, get one half off kind of deal. So good. So good. Gives a similar finish. They're both kind of like demi-matte, gives a beautiful finish to the skin, and they both have sunscreen and anti-aging properties to them. So, and this one's 100% natural. That rocks. So we're gonna use the Chanel today because that's, you know, the Ride or Die. But I'm also going to use my Ride or Die foundation application tool, which is the Real Techniques blending sponge. I own beauty blenders. I have a beauty blender right here. Not really that big of a fan. Reason being, that's $20. This is like $5 or $6, and it works just as well. It's so good. So you can see that I've got it nice and fluffy here. And I prefer these to a brush because I feel like a lot of brushes end up leaving sort of like streaks across the face. Whereas if I just bounce this, oh, it smells really good. Oh, I forgot how good this smells. Haven't been using it lately because I've been using the Physicians Formula. But you can see like, just gives a flawless application of foundation to the skin. Like it's just kind of unreal. Do you guys see the difference? Like, do you guys see? This is CC cream. It's not even foundation, but like it has amazing coverage and it just makes your skin look like skin. You can see I'm growing a zit right here. We'll tackle that with my Ride or Die concealer. And this color matches me pretty much perfectly, so I don't really have to take it down onto the neck. Okay, my Ride or Die concealer is the Glossier Stretch Concealer. I actually really didn't like this at first. In fact, I'll link to my Glossier review video here for you if you want to watch it. It's probably one of my most popular videos. It was like right when I first started getting back into YouTube. I kind of said I wasn't a fan. I preferred the Benefit Boing concealer at the time, and then I just kept using this and it like grew on me. The word stretch really does describe it perfectly. It's very blendable, buildable. I never use a brush. I always use my fingers. I just sort of gently pat, ring finger only guys, ring finger only under the eyes, gentle under the eyes. But I just sort of pat it under there and put a little bit on the zit. Now, it's not necessarily a full coverage concealer. You can still see my zit, but I'm okay with that. I don't really want or need a full coverage concealer. Anyway, I'm going to top that off with my Ride or Die setting powder. I'm not really a fan of setting powders because I have really dry skin. So a lot of setting powders just tend to sort of cling to all the dry areas. It is such a nightmare, but I'm in love with the Glossier Wowder. Again, this is another product that I just wasn't sure I loved when I first got it, but the more I've used it, the more it's just really grown on me. So I'm using a Real Techniques brush on this. Just take it all over my face, making sure I get the under eyes. Just gives a beautiful, like filtered, soft filter effect to the face. Okay, now that I look like a ghost, let's bring some warmth back into the face. My ride or die bronzer would have to be the Sweetie Pie bronzer by Too Faced. Now this is actually what I like to call a blush bronzer because it has, as you can see, blush sort of tones in the bronzer. I'm a big fan of these because I feel like they look more natural than just brown. And I just like to take the bronzer sort of, if I didn't have a chunky face, where I would have a hollow of my cheekbone, if I had one. And take it there, just bringing the warmth back into my face. Love the look of that stuff, it just looks so good. But my runner-up, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, oh, smells so good. It literally smells like a beach, like a pina colada. So my ride or die blush is the NARS Super Orgasm. I actually started using Orgasm when I was in college maybe and fell in love with it, and then I was like, more sparkle, and got the Super Orgasm and became addicted and never went back to the regular. So I love it, not cruelty free, kind of a bummer, but I've hit pan. I'll decide when I run out if I will repurchase. Oh, it's so good. Orgasm is just the perfect little rosy pink color, and it does have some shimmer in it, so if you're not into shimmer, you may not like this, but for all us dry skin pale faces like me, love that. Love that stuff. Love it, love it, love it. My runner-up would have to be the Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes. I just have a mini one right here. This one's called Party with 3 A's, and it's like more of a true rose color like this. It's matte, but it's just really nice. Like sometimes I'll wear this with this look more so than the NARS Super Orgasm because this look is super shimmery, so it's nice to have sort of like a basic blush with it. And these are supposed to last, I think, like 12 hours or something like that, so good long staying power here versus the NARS blush. Let's talk about a highlighter. My favorite highlighter, and this is just like very sentimental to me, would have to be the Benefit Girl Meets Pearl. I first picked this up when I was actually working at the Bare Essentials counter in Macy's. It was like back during my freshman and sophomore year of college, but the Benefit counter was like right across the way, and I was friends with the girls that worked there, and they just introduced me to a bunch of their products, and Girl Meets Pearl, it was my jam, and I've just never forgotten about it. So it's one of those things that I go back to time and time again. This is like a really old, disgusting brush from Benefit. They like sold it to me together. I've just never found a highlighter with a more beautiful golden pinky pearl tone to it. Oh, it smells so good too. Usually when I get to this point in my makeup, I will return to the eyes if I decide I want to do anything underneath. I'll probably come in with this color right here with a little bit of a pencil brush. Okay, because we're done with the powder from here on out, I pull out my Ride or Die face spray, which is the MAC Fix Plus that my boyfriend affectionately calls the $26 MAC water. I love the smell of this stuff, but it also just sort of like makes the makeup look like skin. Adds a little bit of moisture, a little bit of hydration. Doesn't really affect the staying power of your makeup, I don't think. It's not like, you know, the Urban Decay All Nighter or something like that, but it just makes it look like skin. All right, I do have my eyebrows microbladed, although I am due for a touch-up. I'm really excited. I'm going in for a touch-up tomorrow. So I am not going to fill them in, but I will show you my Ride or Die pencil. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pencil was my Ride or Die for years before I got my eyebrows microbladed. Because I'm due for a touch-up, what I have been doing is taking the Glossier Boy Brow, which is my Ride or Die brow gel. Has a slight tint to it. So because it just has a slight tint, it's been perfect for sort of touching up my microbladed brows. Just need a little extra color to fill in some of those blank spaces. And I like my brows to be like a little thicker and fluffier, which they're really not right now, which is exactly why I need a microblading touch-up. All right, humans. I think eyeliner and mascara and a lip product is all that's left. I don't personally like eyeliner with this look, so I'm just gonna show you my Ride or Die eyeliner, but I'm also gonna tell you it's not for the faint of heart. My Ride or Die eyeliner is the MAC Fluid line. Comes in a little pot like this. It is a gel eyeliner. You whip out a nice angled brush. I like to use a nice thin one like this one. You can see that it is just so thin and beautifully angled, and really can just sort of get in there and get just the right amount. I like to do a nice little flick cat eye with it, but I don't really think this particular eyeshadow look needs it, so I'm not gonna do that right now, but I love the fluid line. It stays on all day. I've never had problems with it running anywhere, and it's the blackest of black. I think this one is called Black Track. Yup, Black Track. So we're just gonna whip out my Ride or Die mascara, which is better than sex. I have a few mascaras I like. I tested out a few, and you know what? At the end of the day, I've just never found one I like more than the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which is surprising to me because the brush is like big and voluptuous and intimidating, but it makes my lashes look big and voluptuous and intimidating, but not clumpy. And for some Ride or Die lip colors, so the Buxom White Russian, I have the lipstick, I have the lip gloss, I have the matte lipstick, I have the lip liner. Buxom White Russian, that color is amazing. It's a perfect nude color, so that would be a Ride or Die for me. But then also these Fresh Sugar lip balms. They make amazing tinted lip balms that just look like your lips, but better. This one's in the shade Petal. Alright guys, so that is it for this Ride or Die makeup tutorial. I'm so happy I got to show you all of the makeup products that I think are just my true Ride or Die products, and I would love to know what yours are. So go ahead and drop in the comments below some of your Ride or Die makeup products. I want to know them all so that I can try them too. And if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I hope you join the Bagel Babe family and subscribe. So I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!